You and your friends have been invited to spend the weekend at the infamous Dahmer Hotel, located in the middle of a forest away from civilization. Unable to escape and under the effects of a curse, you have this odd feeling that in order to stay alive, you must eat your fellow guests. In the Dahmer effect, players will pick a character to play with and combat the other players by consuming their health. Players would move within a 3D map space which resembles a haunted castle. The game would be classified as a horror survival multiplayer game, where the player fights against each other. The game starts by having the players start by moving a cursor to select their desired character. Then, once in the game, the character moves with the input from the player's left thumb pad. Then they will also be able to look around using the right thumb pad. Players will have a jump that is assigned to the A or X button. When players are fighting one another, they will use their bare hands to melee their opponent and try to inflict damage. There will also be items lying around, like chairs or candlesticks, that can be used as weapons. Players will have the option to collect different weapons in-game. Each will have their own specific reach and durability, and will break when the durability reaches 0. In order to contribute more to sales, this would also be introduced as a personalized weapon choice. Players will have their own unique custom weapons, purely cosmetic, but also extensions of this could be sold to the players to provide weapon visuals they didn't have regular access to in the game. After successfully killing an enemy, the player will then have the option to consume that target. Doing so grants both positive and negative effects. First, the player will have a surge of energy and gain a boosted attack power for a limited amount of time, while at the same time they will also gain a negative effect that will temporarily impair their vision the more they consume other players. While players have the ability to attack, they also have the ability to defend. To do so, the player presses a button and the character will simply block with their arms. Or, if they have an item in-game that's close to them, like a vase or something similar, they may grab it and use it as a shield. To go along with players' attack and defend capabilities, we decided to give each playable character unique abilities. Each character will have an offensive and defensive ability. For example, Vlad the Vampire Lord's offensive ability allows him to siphon away an enemy's health and use it as his own. He can cast this ability for 15 seconds, stealing 5 health every second. Also, when he gains the health, it will diminish 1 point every second until he is back to his original amount of health. This would make the boost only temporary. For the defense ability, Vlad gives himself a speed boost for 20 seconds, increasing his movement speed by 15%. This isn't enough to greatly affect the game, just enough to give himself a temporary edge. The characters that each player will choose will have similar abilities such as these. Some will only affect themselves, while others, such as Vlad, will directly target an enemy player. Some abilities can even be extended or reduced depending on if a player decides to consume an enemy while an ability is active. Any competition we would have would likely come from companies that create other Battle Royale games. Companies such as BioWare, who created Apex Legends, or Frictional Games that brought Amnesia. Even Behavior Interactive, who released Dead by Daylight, would be some of our competition. Companies like these would be seen as competition because of our Battle Royale style horror game, crosses multiple different genres. Our game would be rated mature according to the ESRB. A mature game would mean it would be suitable for people over the age of 17. We decided on this rating because our game would feature intense violence, gore, and would have strong language. Normally, players would play in a match of 5 people. They would pit their skills against one another since it is designed to be a competitive multiplayer experience. We plan to release the game on Windows 10, the Xbox Series X, as well as the PlayStation 5. Thank you for your time today, and we look forward to working together in the future.